Okay, this video is on least common multiple, or LCM. This is a concept that you should be familiar with, that you've covered in elementary school, and this is just kind of a refresher to remind you of what LCM is. It's important to remember LCM because we're going to start using it a lot when working with fractions, when adding and subtracting fractions, multiplying and dividing fractions. Okay, so to start with, a multiple of a number is the product of the number and any whole number. For example, if you take 3 and you multiply it by 1, it equals 3. Well, 3 is a multiple of 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Well, 6 is a multiple of 3 as well. So it's kind of like skip counting. So if you wanted to list the multiples of 5, you would just skip count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, etc. Multiples that are shared by 2 or more numbers are common multiples. They're multiples that the two numbers have in common. So my example here, I listed some multiples of 4. I did my skip counting. I got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and so on. And then I listed multiples for 8. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, and so on. And as you can see, the numbers in red are the common multiples. The first multiple they have in common is 8. The second multiple that they both have in common is 16, and the third multiple is 24. These are the first 3 common multiples for 4 and 8. They're not the only common multiples. We could continue listing our multiples, and there would be a lot more common multiples. But these are the first 3. So the least common multiple, you're going to need to write down this definition, is the least number or the smallest number that can be divided by all given numbers. And I have a little song, video/song for you. It's going to show you 2 ways to find least common multiple. It's a catchy little tune. And hopefully it will help you remember what least common multiple is.
Finding the least common multiple, LCM. It's a skill you're gonna use again and again. Finding the least common multiple, LCM. It's a skill you're gonna use again and again. Multiply any 2 numbers and the product that you'll see. If the multiple of each, like 6s for 2 and 3, numbers share multiples lots of times. The least common multiple is easy to find. List each number's multiples just like this. Hey, it's the smallest number that's on both lists. Finding the least common multiple, LCM. It's skill you're gonna use again and again. Widgets you wanted to sell in boxes of 3, 8, and 12. You want a crate that could hold them evenly. What size crate would that crate be? The solution that would be practical is to look for your least common multiple. And the number of widgets the crate should store is 8 3s, 3 8s, 2 12s, 24. Let's find the answer. 12 and 2 times 3, 9 is 3 times 3, unquestionably. Multiply each factor by how often it appears. 2 times 2 and 3 times 3, you can see it right here. 4 times 9 and the product is an LCM of 36. Now you know 2 ways to find the LCM. Those are skills you're gonna use again and again. Now you know 2 ways to find the LCM. Those skills you're gonna use again and again. LCM!
Okay, now you've learned 2 methods of finding the least common multiple of a set of numbers. We're going to do the list method. And our first example we're going to do is 4 and 7. So we're just going to list the multiples, just skip counting of 4s, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and so on. skip count your threes, skip count your sevens, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, and so on, and find the smallest number, the smallest multiple that they have in common. Well, 7 is not a multiple of 4, 14 is not a multiple of 4, neither is 21, but 28 is. So 28 is the least common multiple of 4 and 7. Now let's do the same thing for 15 and 40. List your multiples for 15, list your multiples for 40, and then go through and find the smallest multiple they have in common. The smallest multiple for 40 is 40, which is not a multiple of 15, so keep going. 80 is not a multiple of 15, but 120 is a multiple of 15. So 120 would be the least common multiple of 15 and 40. Now I'd like for you to go ahead and find the least common multiple of 3, 5, and 6. In this case, there's 3 different numbers. So list your multiples of 3, 5, and 6, and see if you can find the least common multiple of the 3 numbers. Pause the video. When you have your answer, restart the video and check. Okay, so we have listed our common multiples for 3, 5, and 6, or our multiples for 3, 5, and 6, and let's see what the smallest number they have in common is. There's a 6 for a 3, but 6 is not a multiple of 5. So if I go to 12, 12 is a multiple of 3, but not a 5. Same thing for 18 and 24. Okay, 30. 30 is a multiple of 5, right here, and it's also a multiple of 3. So 30 would be our least common multiple of 3, 5, and 6. Homework check. For your homework check, you're to find the least common multiple of each of the set of numbers. Find the least common multiple of 12 and 8. Find the least common multiple of 10 and 25. Find the least common multiple of 9 and 15. And then find the least common multiple of 3 and 9. So there are 4 homework check questions to do tonight. You're going to put your answers on a sheet of paper and turn in tomorrow at the beginning of class.